Welcome back to River City Live. Now, there are many aspects of autism that are still not understood. So I recently met an amazing young man and his mom who chatted with me about how he's expressing himself and connecting with people through music.
I was in disbelief. Shock, as any parent would be who gets any sort of devastating news like that.
That's Jackie Vargas talking about her reaction to her son, St. John, being diagnosed as autistic at 2 years old. She's learned a lot about the signs she missed before his diagnosis.
I had no idea, and upon reflection, now I know the signs were there. So, for example, lack of eye contact, lack of language. And really, when he was about 3 months old, his skull grew exponentially, so much so that it alarmed the pediatrician, and we had to go down to the hospital and have his head x-rayed. Now there are studies that show a relationship to head size and potential for autism.
After going through the initial shock and grief, Jackie accepted the situation and put her best foot forward for St. John.
You do everything that you can, just like any other parent would for their child. So in our case, we have a team. So our team starts with, it goes pediatrician, child psychiatrist, psychologist, behavioral therapist, speech therapist, occupational therapist, special needs teacher, and parents.
Jackie discovered a focus for her son.
When he was little, we had a little baby toy piano for him, and he would constantly play that, and I always played music for him at night, and I still do. He goes to bed with music, and I just thought that he might be interested in music, and I was telling a teacher, a principal at a school we went to, that it would be remiss in not trying to get lessons for him, and very fortunately, the principal, and that was at Morning Star School, so I've got to give them a shout out, arranged for my son to take music lessons.
From his initial lessons and learning to play the piano, St. John has expanded his instrumental skill set to include the ukulele, guitar, violin, and drums, all made easier.
Because he can read music, it's a really smooth transition to those other instruments.
Jackie's experience with autism led her to partner with Wolfson Children's to create a program for medical professionals, educators, parents, and anyone else interested in learning about autism.
I approached Larry Freeman, who was the then administrator of the Children's Hospital, and also Dr. Jerry Bridgham, who's the current chief medical officer of Wolfson Children's Hospital, about the possibility of having a speaker series on the subject of autism. But a speaker series that would involve speakers who were not from Florida, for example, who were from different parts of the country, from dedicated programs, clinics, and hospitals, who all they were doing was autism.
Before I left, Jackie told me about some of the happiest moments spent with her amazing son, St. John.
I've always, Rance, treated my son like a regular kid. I would get emotional. Sometimes I talk to him, I pick him up at school, say, how's your day? How's everything going? Sometimes I don't get a response. Other times I do. And then sometimes we just have, he'll say something spontaneously and I'll say, wow, that's amazing. So, spontaneous conversation. And he's a beautiful child. He's a wonderful boy.
I'm Rance Adams for River City Live.